I want to talk about placement for your special needs child. I see it as two broad categories. One is getting the best teacher. And I've been through this so many times with my own kids that if you really know who is the best teacher for your child for the following year, then the school district doesn't say, oh, okay. They can't. Because if they did, then they would have 30 parents the next day at the principal's office say, hey, you allowed this kid into that class. I know he's the best teacher for my kid too. It would be chaotic. So the school always says the same thing. You can make a suggestion. We're going to make the decision. And if it's not the decision that you want, what does the school say? Well, your child has to adjust to different teaching styles. And, it's good for your child. So you're stuck. You're stuck. Unless you get somebody from the outside, and I know it's from the outside because as a parent I couldn't do anything either about the system. If you get somebody from the outside to come in and say, it's critical for this special needs kid to have this kind of teacher, or this particular teacher, and if I'm involved with this, I talk with the teacher beforehand so everyone's on the same page. If you could have somebody come in and make that case, whether it's some therapist or psychologist or physician or whatever, then it gives the school the option to say, yes, I can make an exception in this case. And that's what we care about, your child. The second idea of placement is if the school itself you don't feel is really good for your kid, or, as they say, appropriate, because the federal law, you can look it up, 94-142, PL 94-142, is the Education of All Handicapped Children Act, states that your child is entitled to a free and appropriate public education. So if the school isn't giving your child an appropriate education, you have the right to have your child educated in another school. So this is something you can do yourself as a parent. I know I've coached parents to do this. I try to get people on board in case I need this kind of support. I may call a doc who I know who's working with the kid and say, hey, are you with this idea? And he says, yes, fine, just a 1-minute phone call, and be able to use his name and position to say, an out-of-district placement, which is what we want here, out-of-district placement is necessary for this child. And in fact, I'm going to be doing this today or tomorrow, calling the person in charge of the IEP meeting and present that case for this particular child, that out-of-district placement is necessary. If this child does not get out-of-district placement, which could be in another district or a private school setting, then it's going to be a terrible thing for this child. It'll be whatever word you want to use, disastrous. In any case, it's not going to be where the child's staying now, it's not going to be appropriate. So, those are the two areas of placement that almost every parent of special needs kids go through.